Down with goals. There, I said it, goals. We're at the end of the year. I'm recording this at the end of December, just a few days before Christmas 2021. And I was going to make a video about something to do with business, and just couldn't, it wouldn't come out. So I'm just going to do this off the top of my head because this is what's actually going around in my mind. I've just seen somebody else's brilliant video about a similar thing as well. A lovely woman who started about 5 years ago. She already had a job. Her goal was to make $3,000 a month, and she just by accident started a YouTube channel, and that's 5 years ago, and now her business has turned over something like 20 million by accident, because she didn't have a plan. There was no, she just went with what felt right. Now, she's not saying it wasn't hard work. Of course it was hard work, but she's loved it because it's what she wanted to do. And I say down with goals. I just published a few days ago a post on LinkedIn called Down with Goals, and it received, as I kind of expected, quite a few comments, most of them saying, I don't agree with you. We must have goals. We must set goals. We must know how will you, one person said, how will you know if you've succeeded? And it's like, well, I don't think I need, there's nothing measurable that will tell me I've succeeded. It's what I need, a certain amount of money in the bank or a certain amount of days off per week. I don't know what that person meant by that, because I can't think of anything out there that's going to say to me, Trevor Emden, you're a success. Other people may look at me and judge me successful or not successful. That's entirely up to them. Success for me is a state of mind. It's a state of being content with my life, whether I'm at work, in other words, doing activities that are part of my business, which there is an aim to bring in money from my business, but my business isn't about the money. It's about the clients, the people at the other end. The joy is in helping them, giving out something which they find of value, and they reward me by showing that they valued it by paying me. That's being successful to me. I created that. I'm not employed by somebody else to go and do what they want me to do. I do what I want to do, and people pay me for doing what I love and what I feel good at and I feel good about. And so that the more I do that, the more that's reinforced, and so that cycle continues. That's how it works. So why I don't like goals, there's a number of reasons. One, I think they can set you up to fail. That's the biggest thing for me. I used to do it. I did Tony Robbins Master University 20 years ago, and of course he was huge on goals, was huge on everything, but huge on goals. And so, I at the time it's like, okay, I'm going to try this way of living. And what I found was that I couldn't figure out how to set a goal that I was comfortable with, because I would either set a bar really, really high and then miss. And so the result would be massive disappointment. I would crash and burn time after time. Or I would set the bar so low that I could easily achieve it, but it didn't feel like any sense of achievement. It's like, well, I could have done that anyway. So trying to find that middle ground was like, well, that's going to be a little bit more difficult to achieve. In the end, I couldn't be bothered. But that's 20 years ago. Where I've arrived at now is that I set intentions, and that's about how I want to be. Life is about being. We always want to be happy, right? And the paradox, irony I was going to say, but it's a paradox really. The paradox of that pursuit is that we never need to pursue it. We're born happy. It's our natural state. It's our default. If if you imagine a needle, if that's the default position, we are the ones that moves it around by deciding that something is difficult or that we can't be happy or content until we've got such and such in our lives. And so that's where the thing about, well, how do you know if you're successful? That's where that question will come from. To me, that's nuts. It's like, I don't have a way of externally measuring that I'm successful or not. And besides, even if I did, so let's say it was a certain amount of money with, X number of zeros on the end of my bank balance, well, that's going to change. So if I go and spend, a few thousand of it, the next day, am I not successful anymore? It has nothing to do with that. It's in here. It's in here. It's a state you're in. So I'm going to say to you, as this year comes to an end, consider, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but consider not setting goals. Instead, set intentions. How do you want your life to be? How do you want to be? Not, I want a 5-bedroom mansion and I want a new lover and I want X hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in the bank. Not that. Not those things. Not the external tangible things. But that I want to feel, I'll tell you what it is for me. And I'm here. I mean, there's more that I want to achieve, but not acquire, if you see what I mean. What it is for me is peace of mind. It's loving my life every day, going to bed every night feeling, wow, that was a good day. I enjoyed everything I did and everything that happened, whether it's going out for a walk. I went out for a walk this afternoon. I'm by myself. My wife's at work. It's late December, so and it's the shortest day of the year. So it's 4:30. It's nearly dark. But I have my iPhone, so I have a camera. And I took a few photos of Christmas lights around the village, just for fun, for a walk. And I got some air in my lungs and got the heart rate up a bit. And I felt good. It was a bit cold, but I felt good. And the fact that I'm free to, I think I'll go for a walk. Nobody can tell me it's not your time for a coffee break, or I can just go. All of that I love. And everything about my life I love. And so I wake up each morning with another day to look forward to. I don't need an alarm clock anymore. I can go to bed when I'm tired and sleep until my body says, you've had enough sleep now, you can get up. It's fabulous. Everything about that I love. And it was a long journey before I got to that place. So I certainly don't want to change any of that. Yes, there are things that I want to improve on and things that would make my life even more content than they are now, I guess. There are still things that bother me. So yeah, I can imagine days in the coming year, or a tipping point maybe in the coming year, where it's like, way, I've figured that out too. That's happened. But I'm not going to do it by striving and effort. I set the intention and then my brain automatically goes, as yours will, okay, well then the next turn you need to take is left or right, or keep going straight ahead for the time being. Just like a sat nav. You get those nudges from within because you started to tell yourself which way you wanted to go. Does that make sense? You have to trust what's going on internally and follow the path. I call it following the breadcrumbs. It's like, I don't know why I did that. I don't even know why I'm making this video. It wasn't what I intended to do. How long have I been talking now? Quite a few minutes. Yeah, nearly 10 minutes. And It wasn't planned. There's no script. I didn't write this down. I don't even know if anybody will ever watch it because it's not on a hot topic, perhaps. But somebody might. Somebody might be inspired. It might change someone's life. Maybe someone someone who watches it and our paths will intersect and something magical. We just don't know. I only know that I was trying to create an idea with my brain. I want to put a video out today. Now, what topic shall I put out? Now, I do that quite often. I do, of course, look for topics that are of interest to, I hope, the people who view my YouTube channel. But today, it's like I couldn't make it happen. And eventually I realized when I'm forcing something like that, it's either time to just give it up or let something else come through. And this is what came through. Let's see where it goes. So, if you're watching this around the time it goes out, then I wish you happy holidays and happy New Year because it's that time of year. But you might be watching this in my future. So, happy day and happy tomorrow, whatever you're doing. So I'm going to stop there. Thank you for watching, and I hope this has been helpful.